Hi everyone! So as you can see, we're sat in front of the Angkor Wat in Cambodia. We got here by boat, which was a new way for us to enter a country and was actually a really fun way to do it.
Phnom Penh's changed a lot in the last 10 years, and anyone that's been here before probably won't even recognise it with all the new developments that are going on.
So after getting to our hostel, we went off to the museum, which has a lot about the ancient history of Cambodia. It was really good for us to see all that stuff because that led us to where we are now, and it's really given us a good insight to the whole culture, the history and its empire.
From there we went on to see the Royal Palace where the former King and Queen lived. We walked around, admired the beautiful architecture, had a lovely weather for the day and finished up with Silver Pagoda.
So after visiting the palace and museum, we set off to the central market that stands as an icon in the centre of Phnom Penh with its incredible architecture.
Inside it's got jewels, gold, silver, electronics, clothes for sale, and not to mention a huge food market which we ate at a few times as well. Obviously, given Cambodia's recent history, we couldn't leave here without paying a visit to the killing fields.
The Khmer Rouge rolled into Phnom Penh and evacuated the city, all to go to the countryside. Those people who were undesirable, including doctors, teachers, and anyone who wore glasses, was taken to these fields and executed. This was part of the legacy that they left, and over 2-3 years they imposed this regime which saw 3 million people killed.
It was a pretty haunting place, and we both had audio guides taking us around in silence where we saw remains still coming to the surface, clothing everywhere, and the memorial itself was just haunting.
It is a really important place to visit, and it's very well preserved, and we were both very impressed with how it was done. And of course, being able to listen to the audio guide which had survivors' accounts also really nailed it home about how real this was and how recent it was.
So alongside the killing fields, we also visited the prison called S21, where the prisoners were actually tortured before they made their way onto the killing fields.
We did it this way around, visiting the prison last, despite the guidebook saying we should do it the other way around. And we really thought it was much more powerful this way because visiting the place where they ended up and the place where it all started really made it difficult to understand the reasons behind it, and also made you sympathise even more with the victims.
The prison was a very haunting place in itself, with things still very much in place, lots of information everywhere. Again, the audio book gave an account of some of the people that had been in the prison and are still surviving today. It was very informative and also very scary.
I think scary is the right word because it's something that could happen so easily elsewhere and still does. And it was truly horrific to see the influence people used to harm other people and the measures that they took to impose this regime. The reality of it is very hard to go around both the killing fields and the prison and understand what you're seeing, but it really is important that people who do come to Cambodia visit.
From Phnom Penh, we took the overnight bus to Siem Reap to visit Angkor Wat.
The city itself doesn't have much to offer and has really been created for tourists, but it is good to walk around both the night market and around pub streets, which have a lively atmosphere and good stuff to see.
Angkor Wat offers 1 day, 3 day and 7 day passes, and not wanting to miss out on anything, we opted for a 3-day pass to give ourselves enough time to walk around all the temples it has to offer.
So we met up with some friends, Kat and Marcus, who were in Cambodia at the same time and decided to do this tour together.
They'd booked a guide and some tuk-tuks, so we were picked up at 9 in the morning and started making our way around, with Angkor Wat being one of our first places to actually visit.
The temple is an incredible space of land. It's much bigger than I'd ever imagined and really intricately detailed and really incredible history.
From there we went to some of the smaller temples which were the home of the mother and father of the king, and we learnt about the inscriptions on the wall which depicted the battles and everyday life of the people living here.
It's fair to say that without a tour guide it'd be really hard to understand what's taken place in these temples and in the surrounding buildings. So we've done 3 days in a row here at Angkor, and thanks to the guide on the first day it's really helped us understand the following days about the history and what to look for in the temples.
It's been a lovely week here in Cambodia, especially meeting up with friends, and I've learnt a lot about the history here. If you want to see any of our closer look videos about Angkor Wat or the killing fields, they're on the screen now.
We're off to Bangkok next, but we'll catch up with you soon. See you soon guys, bye!
Bye.